Sidwell is not my first choice, but it's the only chance we have to walk away from the business.
Who do you think Dante's son is?
It's Gio.
I need you to find him.
You've been served.
Lulu, this is going to be so fun to watch. You really thought Dante would throw a parade when you went running to him with this little nugget of info, huh? Sorry, sweetheart, but that's not how it works. You can spin it however you want, but we all know this is just your petty revenge against Brooklyn. You just couldn't mind your business, could you? It's only a matter of time before this blows up in your face, and trust me, it's going to be glorious. Newsflash, you're not dance keeper Lulu. This little stunt of yours, it's the reality check you've been begging for. And now Lulu's playing detective, figuring out who Dante's son is and sharing the scoop with Carly, while Willow's about to get served. Oh, it's going to be one heck of a week. As for Morris possibly retiring, or is this just a clever trap to lure Sidwell out into the open? Maybe Sonny's working with Anna, Laura, or even Jordan to expose Sidwell's shady dealings and take down those sleazy politicians and creepy Drew in the process. Who knows? But if it's one thing we can count on, it's Sonny keeping the game interesting. I used to think Christina was the biggest airhead in Port Charles, but oh no, Willow's officially claimed that title. Once Willow gets served, I can only hope the joke paperwork she is giving Drew custody of the kids gets exposed and shut down for good. Well, that didn't take long, did it? Lulu figures it all out, and now Tracy's got her eyes on Jason, thinking he'll find him. Too bad for her. She has no idea that he's right under her nose, already in the house. As for Lulu, she's about to become public enemy #1 in Port Charles. She could have just kept her nose out of it and let Brooklyn handle Dante in her own time. But no, she had to jump in. And speaking of Dante, he definitely owes Gio an apology for jumping to conclusions about him when Rocco had that drink. As for Sonny, he's probably playing Sidwell like a fiddle. Giving Sidwell the business is just bad writing at its finest. Sonny's kept the drugs out of Port Charles for years, but Sidwell, yeah, he'll be the one to change that. And honestly, I really wish they hadn't killed off Morgan. He would have been the perfect person to step in and take over. But alas, here we are with this storyline I'm not even sure I like. Still, I'll keep watching because, who knows, Sidwell could end up being just like Sonny, keeping the drugs out, or not. Guess we'll see how this mess turns out. Hey babes, welcome back to Larivia. It's your girl Larivia, and trust me, today's tea is piping hot. Let's get into it. I'm honestly starting to think I'm the only one who gets it here. Lulu isn't Brooklyn's problem. Brooklyn's problem is Brooklyn, and that secret she's been hiding. The fact that she and Chase can't have a kid is clearly messing with her head. So what does she do? Attack Lulu, of course, because that's the most mature response. Lulu has already said she's done talking about it, but shocker, people keep dragging her back into it. And after watching Dante flip out and Lois's reaction, it's obvious Lulu's pieced it together. But of course, she couldn't just let it go, could she? Where is Charlotte, Lulu? You know, the kid you were so desperate to find? Meanwhile, Rocco is off somewhere, probably doing something way more important than this drama, trying to get his parents' attention. Meanwhile, when Sidwell's done wrecking Port Charles with all its shady dealings, people are really going to regret turning on Sonny. Seriously, this is getting so predictable. And why does Lulu have to be the one to spill all the tea? Like, why her? It's literally none of her business to be blabbing to Carly. Tracy was actually on to something last week with Lois. She's got the right idea. Lois wouldn't have just given up that baby without knowing exactly where he was. But surprise, surprise, the conversation devolved into some pointless argument. And now we're left without any real answers from Lois. Honestly, can the writers just take a second to think about how much better this story could have been? What if Brooklyn had learned the truth first, or Gio, for that matter? But no, instead, we get Lulu front and center, because I guess the writers just can't think of anything else to do with her. And speaking of things that don't add up, I'm still sticking with my theory. Cody is going to end up being the big bad. There's way more going on with him getting Brooklyn out of that camp. And Dante? Yeah, he said he did stupid things when he was younger, but he didn't have a sibling to share the blame with. Meanwhile, Cody just keeps popping up like a bad penny. There's definitely more to that story. So it looks like Tracy's about to ask Jason to track down her great-grandson. Yeah, because that'll be a breeze. Tracy and Jason have less to go on than Lulu did when she started her little detective mission, but hey, I'm sure they'll figure it out eventually. And don't even get me started on this whole Sunny selling the Piers to Sidwell thing. If that's the direction they're going, it's not going to look anything like this. Sunny wanting out? Yeah, I don't buy it. But hey, maybe this means Michael's finally coming back soon. Honestly, I'm so over the whole Willow drama. And then Lulu goes and tells Carly, like we don't already know how this is going to end. Everyone's going to find out, and fast. Poor Chase, you can already see it coming. He's about to lose his mind because he's been telling Lulu for ages to stay out of it and mind her own business. But sure, let's just keep poking that bear, right? Too many lives are about to be flipped upside down. But you know what? I actually think this storyline has potential. Sunny selling his Piers to Sidwell? Let him. Let Port Charles see how dumb that move is. Sunny's always tried to keep everyone safe, but hey, Tracy's all about throwing that all away for Sidwell to take over. Go ahead, Tracy. And Willow, please. What a joke. I can't wait for her to be alone, with absolutely nothing. As much as I get Brooklyn's right to make her own decisions about her baby, if she doesn't tell Dante soon, someone else is going to. Too many people know now. Lulu is truly on a mission to make everyone's life a little more chaotic. And she's not listening to anyone's advice about keeping her mouth shut. Everyone who's talked to her, Laura, Carly, and even Tracy, has told her the same thing. Don't spill the beans. It's not her story to tell, and honestly, trying to reunite with Dante over this could backfire in ways she can't even imagine. Oh, and pissing off Tracy? That's a given. But of course, Lulu doesn't care. She's so wrapped up in herself that she barges into Carly's date without a second thought, completely oblivious to the mess she's making. She's got a knack for being rude and interrupting other people's lives, and right now, it's clear she's just trying to stir the pot. But what's even more frustrating is that she's so focused on defending her actions to Dante, who, spoiler alert, might not even appreciate the chaos she's about to create. Meanwhile, fans have been dealing with the ongoing drama surrounding Sunny and Jason's decision to leave the mob. But what they don't know is that the real crime happens behind the scenes, the stuff that's never mentioned. Once Sunny and Jason step down, Port Charles is in for a whole new level of mess. But for now, it's all just the calm before the storm. And speaking of storms, poor Emma. Today, she's back at it, pleading her case, only to find Joss sitting in the professor's office. What a coincidence, huh? As for Brennan, every time something happens to Sunny, he's right there, cleaning up the mess like a well-paid janitor. It's suspiciously convenient, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he's behind half of it all. The real question: will Tracy's request for Jason to find her great-grandson spark as much outrage from fans as Lulu's drama? Guess we'll have to wait and see if Lulu's little stunt blows up in her face, because if it does, no one will be there to say, "I told you so," more than the people who've warned her. Tracy really went there, huh? You've had decades of criminal training, Jason. Go fetch my grandson. Like, excuse me? Is this some mob internship I didn't hear about? And when the family finds out it's Gio, oh man, jaws are gonna hit the floor faster than Carly can grab a phone. The holidays at the Q's prepare for the most awkward dinner ever. Meanwhile, Tracy's stopping Lulu from writing her article that would have debunked the fans' theory, you know, the one about it supposedly targeting Brooklyn. Classic move. And Curtis? He's got Portia's number. Seriously, he's looking at her like he's decoding her entire soul. You can practically hear him thinking, "Go ahead, finish that sentence." I already know the truth is hiding in what you're not saying. She better spill the beans before he flips back into Detective Ashford mode. Now, Rocco and Dante, I'm about over them. Rocco's out here letting Danny take all the heat, acting like he didn't knock back that liquor on his own. Danny told him to pretend to drink, not actually drink. Rocco needs to own up, so Dante can stop acting like the world's biggest martyr. Willow, she didn't commit adultery, she did infidelity. Get it right. Infidelity is a broader term that covers all kinds of relationship betrayals, while adultery is the more legal, narrow term. And Emma, buckle up. She's gonna be livid when she finds out Joss got the position. Expect the dramatic sighs, eye rolls, and at least one, "Are you kidding me?" before breakfast. Someone better hide the breakables, have Cam on snack duty, and prep a calming playlist because Port Charles is about to get hit with the full Emma storm. Let's be real, Lulu is definitely jealous. Brooklyn gave birth to Dante's child, and she couldn't it. That's the root of all this drama, isn't it? And maybe it's petty, but is it so wrong that I want Sunny and Jason to sell the docks to Sidwell? Just so all of Port Charles can see what a mess it turns into without them. Let Drew, Tracy, and the rest of those geniuses reap what they've sown. Karma with a side of chaos, I'll take it. Wait, did Lulu ever find out that Gio is Dante and Brooklyn's son? I vaguely remember her snooping around Martin's hotel room and seeing those papers, but she's never brought it up. Not even a subtle question to Gio. That's not like her. If there's one thing Lulu can't resist, it's meddling, especially when it comes to her ex. Now, about Tracy, I could hug her, maybe even kiss her. That red she gave Lulu, absolute perfection. She said what we've all been yelling at our screens for months. But let's not celebrate too soon. Lulu might have nodded and promised to back off, but we all know that's just a commercial break in her obsession. She'll be back with binoculars and a burner phone in no time. Boundaries? She treats them like optional guidelines. And Jason, blink twice if you agree. Selling those piers to Sidwell is like Sunny handing over the keys to Port Charles with a bow on top. What's next? A welcome basket? Because this deal isn't setting up peace, it's setting up a mob war. Picture it, chaos in the streets, rival families on edge, cannoli used as cover during shootouts. This isn't Sunday dinner. It's the trailer for Mob War. Port Charles edition. Sunny, don't do it. We want drama, not disaster. Meanwhile, Portia better start telling Curtis the truth before she ends up single and side-eyed by the entire town. At this rate, Drew's blackmail punch card is almost full. One more threat and he gets a free latte. Portia, silence won't save you. This isn't seasonal allergies. It's your marriage imploding. And while we're on the topic, can someone explain why Christina gets coddled so much? I don't get it. She bugs me. Seriously, make it make sense. Oh, Lulu, girl, you are relentless. Ever heard of taking a breath? Maybe sipping some tea? Sitting down for once? Nope, didn't think so. Let it go, Elsa. Tracy, please, on behalf of everyone's sanity, we're begging you to drop one of your signature savage truth bombs on her. Desperate times, and Drew? If I have to sit through one more dramatic hallway threat toward Portia, I swear I'll start fast-forwarding like it's an Olympic sport. Sir, you're not in a mob war. You're just mad. In a hallway, take several seats, a deep breath, and maybe a yoga class. Meanwhile, Sunny's keeping it classic, family first, always. Just as long as he doesn't hand over those piers to Sidwell. I mean, Sidwell couldn't keep a goldfish alive, and we're trusting him with waterfront property. Make it make sense. Also, can we talk about how Tracy doesn't even blink before calling Lulu out on her nonsense? Love that for her. Honestly, Tracy shows up with the energy of someone who brings cookies just to snatch your dignity with a smile. And speaking of Sunny, can he please open a Corinthos coffee shop run by Morris IRL? Online or on Main Street, I'd be first in line. Just imagine the merch. Willow Watch 2025. When is she finally going to learn that Drew slept with Nina? Girl, connect the dots already so you can see him for who he really is. Also, if she's so over Michael and ready to build a future with Drew, why is she still wearing her wedding ring? Someone please explain. Also, apparently Steve Burton is out here sending daily friend requests like a man on a mission. Blocked? He's back. New profile? Yep, several in one day, you bet. I'm starting to think the real mystery on GH is how to escape Steve Burton's inbox. Promo alert. You've been served is giving drama. Sonny tells Jason he's selling the Piers to Sidwell to get out of the business. Meanwhile, Lulu spills the tea to Carly that Gio is the mystery child, and Tracy gives Jason the ultimate mission. Find him. Also, someone just served Willow with legal papers. Yep, because she didn't have enough going on already. And Dante? Look, we know where this is heading. The man is emotionally fried from Sam, and now he's lashing out left and right. It's not right, but it's human. We've all been there, angry, scared, looking for someone to blame. Let's just hope he figures it out before he burns every bridge in Port Charles. So how do you think Lulu's going to use the little nugget of information she got from Ned to get back at Brooklyn? I'm sure it's going to be real subtle, or not. It'll be drama-filled guaranteed. And let's talk about Dante for a second. I really hope he gets around to apologizing to Gio. The way he was acting toward him, unreasonable, much. Honestly, Gio deserves so much better. I just want that guy to have some peace and happiness. But apparently that's too much to ask. And speaking of Gio, why does everyone act like his paternity is some secret that should be kept in the shadows? I think it's time the world knew Dante's his dad, don't you? Now, Tracy. I love her, but can we talk about the whole anti-mob thing? I mean, didn't she marry into it? The hypocrisy is real. Sure, she's mad about AJ Jason, even though he's just living his best Sunny-loving life, and Michael, but to throw shade at Sunny like she's not part of that world. Really? Tracy, sweetheart, maybe take a look in the mirror. And remember when Sidwell handed Alexis that dagger? Yeah, she held it, but when he returned it to the case, he made sure his prints weren't on it. What's his angle here? He's tonally setting her up for something, isn't he? Oh, and this whole Willow defense train I keep seeing. Please. People are seriously out here saying Michael cheated first, like that's the excuse for Willow's behavior? Get real. It's beyond ridiculous. Why is everyone acting like she's some innocent angel? This defense doesn't even make sense anymore. On a side note, I posted something the other day, and some random person just attacked me with the most vile words. No admin around to step in. And when I clapped back, they tried to get me kicked off Facebook. Classic. It's honestly embarrassing how low some people will go, and as fans, we should be doing better than that. I thought there were rules about verbally attacking people, but apparently those only apply when it's convenient. No, I'm not leaving, I'm just venting. Seriously, we all need to do better. So now we're all supposed to believe Drew is the mastermind behind the fire that hurt Michael? They're really dragging this out, teasing us with the mystery of the secret person they're about to expose. If it's Drew though, well, that would be a twist. A real shocker, right? I mean, who else could it possibly be? But honestly, I'm not convinced. And look at you, giving Drew credit for having enough brain cells to pull something like this off. I didn't think he could even rub two together, but I guess Mena and Portia took the real award for cleverness. Still, if Drew was behind it, wouldn't he need some serious luck to know Michael would be at Sunny's at exactly that time? Seems like it'd be way simpler to tamper with his car, or, I don't know, cut his brakes. Much more straightforward, right? I'm with you though on the whole Willow for himself theory. It does seem like a nice little plan to get her all to himself. Especially with that whole Shiloh connection. I mean, yeah, they were in the military together or whatever, but honestly, I'm sticking with the idea that they're probably brothers. Just, adopted or something. Feels like the right kind of twist, don't you think? Dante the Dirtbag. Yep, that's his new title. Fits like a glove. The guy's got the nerve to scream at Jason, acting all high and mighty, when he's the one who was supposed to take the boys to the game. So why isn't Jason saying, "Last time I talked to Danny, he said you had plans with him"? Seems like a pretty obvious question. Let's not forget, Dante's been more of a father figure to Danny than Jason has, at least in terms of years spent in Port Charles. When Sam was alive, she even limited Jason's visits. So Dante stepping up should have meant something, until he didn't. And now he's out here pointing fingers, completely ignoring the fact that he dropped the ball. Then there's Lulu. Remember when she almost lost Rocco? But you don't see her out here screaming at the world. She took a hard look at her son's choices and recognized that he was the one who got himself into trouble. Accountability? What a concept. This whole scene just brought back every sleazy Dante moment I tried to block out. Like when he cheated on Lulu with her cousin, or when he helped send Michael to prison. I guess enough time passed that I forgot about those Dantes, but surprise, he's back in full self-righteous force. Honestly, I wish Jason had snapped back with, "I was called to California last minute because someone tried to murder Sonny, your father, Rocco's grandfather, right after his surgery. So tell me, Dante, what exactly were you doing that was so important while your son was out getting wasted?" And the irony? Dante is always lecturing Lois about how Gio never faces consequences, how they coddle him, how everyone else gets blamed. But look at him now, blaming everyone but himself for Rocco's drinking. Newsflash, no one forced Rocco to get drunk. And where exactly was Dante, the so-called Dad of the Year, when that was happening? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.